So I'll pretend to do some sort of weird intro because I don't like doing intros because they're weird and it makes me feel like a TV presenter. So I don't
I
really
know,
like
because you
that.
feel a bit awkward, like,
Yeah.
and here we have.
Yeah. And so normally I'm just like, tell me who you are. So
Who
if you just
am
want,
I?
yeah, so who are you? Just give us a brief introduction to who you are and what you do.
Basically, I'm Ashleigh.
Hi, Ashley.
I am the Masquerade NI. There's nobody else that works for me. And yeah, makeup artist from Belfast.
And how long have you been doing it for?
I would say 2013. I dabbled, but 2013 is whenever I like picked up face paints and was like, right, I'm going to make a job out of this now.
And start doing some proper sort of mad things, which I've seen.
Oh yes, the madder the better.
So did you start off kind of just doing normal kind of, I don't want to say basic, but like,
Basic.
the
Everyone
sim-
says basic.
the
They're like,
simpler
just,
the
pretty makeup.
yeah, but it is it's a talent, but then you moved on to the more kind of artsy, I would say, kind of, or how would you
Yeah,
describe?
actually, if anything, I started in face paint first before
Right,
I even
okay.
picked up. I mean, makeup for yourself, yes,
Not
but
for me,
I'd
but for
never
you,
done. I mean, anytime I'm there.
can't wait.
But no, it was face paint first, and then the
Right,
rest of
okay.
it followed. So it was just
Ah.
funny how it started, and
Yeah, so
um,
were you like the girl at Halloween that was like, yeah, I'm going all out this year?
oh, every year without fail. And I'm not even a big Halloween person, but
Hmm.
when it comes to Halloween makeup,
All
yes,
right.
I'm your woman.
So it doesn't matter what's happening below there, but if the face is
Oh
always
no,
perfect. Like,
neck down is a disaster, but neck up, we're
I
talking
was
prosthetics, everything.
see, I was the opposite because whenever I was younger, I think a lot of the time, I don't know, and I'll have to double check with her, but I think my mom forgot a lot of the time, and then realized like
Terrible.
I know, and then the next day it was like, oh, we need to get him into something. So there was one year she dressed me up as a tomato. I know,
No.
I know, and I was like about 7 or 8, and I was wearing this bright red jumper, which was like 10 times too big because I was 7 or 8 and my dad wasn't. So he had this,
It just wasn't.
just wasn't, and I had this bright red jumper, and then she wrapped a duvet around me.
This
But
is iconic. We need
I,
photos.
I
Definitely.
know, but I will look out some photos. There must be some somewhere, but never anything on the face. I mean, she probably could have just painted me bright red, but I think I had to be honest. I think I was probably so embarrassed that I probably already was.
The beetrootness was just
Yeah,
it just all matched.
I just added to it completely. But so I was talking to you before about some of the like the looks that you've done, and whenever we put this out, I'll include them in some of it. I might even do some magic video editing trick and bring them up as we
Oh,
talk about them. So it'll be like,
oh, even better.
like really proper stuff. I might need to make a note of that to remind myself, but we will do it. We will do it. And
Very good.
so we'll go with, as I say, I was talking to you about some of your favorite ones. We'll start with the Colonel.
Ah, the Colonel, honestly, is my absolute favorite out of all of the ones I've done.
I'm
It's
serious?
not an original idea. There's
Yeah.
a girl from, I think, America had done it first.
Right. Okay.
I saw it and thought, I have to try this. And
Mm.
it was probably the easiest one to photograph, because photograph of them is harder than anything else,
I had to get it
because
to,
you have
yeah.
to get the right angle for most of them, because you have to treat yourself like you're not 3D to try and get the
Yeah.
effect of them. So,
Yeah.
and I think because it was kind of like a pop art style as well, I literally just held the camera up in front of me, took the photo,
Mm.
and I literally think it was one
Just
take,
one
and that was
take,
it.
and it was all, yeah, because it's
It was
fair.
all it took.
Yeah, because it's fair. Because looking at that one, it's probably one of the few that you can take full like face on, rather
Exactly. It's
because
just
the other ones are
straight
like
on,
nearly,
instead of having to get like an angle where you're going,
yeah.
okay, it has to be from this angle or it's not going
Uh,
to make sense.
was it a difficult one to do, or was it kind of obviously
It
they all
was,
look difficult, but
and do you know what's the funny thing is, the first time I do them, that's the photo that goes up. I don't practice them. I mean, I don't
yeah,
have time to practice them, but
they take so long,
it's
probably.
they take so long. You're talking between 2 and 6, 7, 8 hours sometimes. It
I'm
can
serious.
go that long, but I love it. I like love it. Before I
Yeah.
had a child and I had
Wow.
time to do it, great crack.
Yeah. But then once you're like, yes, and congratulations. She's
Thank you.
6 months, 6 months now?
6 months.
6 months. Are
Once
you
I went
waiting? Are
went
you
into
counting
lockdown
down?
with no dad coming out of lockdown with a
But
6 month old.
you made a human.
I've made a human,
You
guys.
did. And are you counting down the days until that she is your canvas?
Absolutely. This child has no option. She's Halloween, because her birthday is like 4 days before Halloween.
Oh,
I thought
brilliant!
my child's so on brand.
100%.
Brilliant.
Was not to get into the details, but was that the idea?
I mean, it wasn't planned. I mean, she was
Yeah,
planned.
yeah, 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 yeah. Don't worry, that's not the soundbite I'll use.
Please do. No, it was just the way it happened. I just thought
Yeah.
to myself, like, as it was getting closer, we found out her due date. Like,
Yeah.
yes, this
You're
is
like,
definitely my child.
this is gonna be perfect.
The next 18 years is going to all mapped out.
Done. That's fantastic. And then we'll move on. So that's the kernel, which is as you say, it's like the pop art style. I think one of the things that I noticed about them whenever I've seen some of them, and as you say, maybe the angle as well, it almost looks CGI. I think that's the
Yeah, it is almost. It's
yeah,
strange, like, but it's all down to photographing. I
yeah,
promise. I mean, it's you know
yeah,
you got to be fairly good, but
yeah. But that's part of it.
photographing's where it really comes into it.
Yeah, fantastic. So we'll move on to your next favorite, which is the Terry Bradley one.
Ah, yes.
And have
This
you?
it wasn't requested, but I had an idea to do it the year before, but I didn't get time to do it. So I kept
Right.
it for a year, going, don't tell anyone, but keep it a secret. And it was really hard to actually pick which one I wanted to copy because I had a couple,
Yeah.
but I had a couple of people that I knew were really big fans, and I had said to them, wait until
Yeah.
I do my next one. You're
You're
gonna
gonna
love
love
it.
it.
And
And
it was.
do you know if he's seen it?
He has seen it.
He has seen it.
He
Fantastic.
has seen it, and he has given the seal of approval.
Oh, brilliant. He should have
I was
hired you
scared
as
he was
like
going to do me for copyright.
he should have hired you like his next exhibition, like people walking past all the paintings, and then you just standing there.
Here, get him on the phone. Get him on the phone. Let's get something started.
Brilliant, brilliant. Although you wouldn't want someone like putting a bid in or anything. Like I'll go take her home,
$5,000. I'll go home for $5,000.
and you're like, I'll take it.
I'll take it. Put it in the bank account.
Brilliant. No, that one's fantastic because it's got obviously like the flowers and stuff. And what did you use to make those?
So, having worked in a craft shop, it
Oh,
came
brilliant.
in very handy. There was a lot of stuff that actually came with like it's just like wee paper flowers, and I sort of stuck them
Right.
all up
Aye.
and everything.
Yeah.
Um, it was a good one, but again, it had to be taken from the right angle just to be sure
Yeah.
it looked right because that took so long to photograph. And
Oh, yeah.
I don't have a team, it's just me.
Nice.
So
You're like,
it's me trying to like awkwardly stand like, is that right? No, take it again. And the outtakes are hilarious.
oh, I imagine some of them are because the angle for that one, as you say, you need just that slight angle
Exactly.
just to get a look of it. And have you ever done it, as you were saying earlier, how you sometimes spend maybe 6, 7 hours, sort of the longer ones? Have you ever reached that point and been like, nah, I don't like it?
Oh, all the time.
Oh, really? So
There
there's one.
are there are many that don't make it to Instagram or social media anywhere because I mean I done the is it the Michelangelo, the one where like David and God are kind of holding hands like
Oh,
this,
yeah, yeah,
and I
yeah,
had
yeah.
painted it right across my chest,
Right.
and I think it took like 6 hours, and I hated it. I
Oh,
just turned it
really? Just didn't
off.
like
I
it.
was just like, no, no,
Just,
wipe it off.
but you tried, and it's
It's
good.
just
Probably
I just couldn't photograph it and couldn't.
get the right angle, just
It
to.
was terrible. Exactly.
But you're always gonna have those. Like, not everything can be a
That's it.
masterpiece first time around.
Exactly.
And is there
Can't be
one?
Michelangelo all the time.
And is there ones that you've maybe done and haven't liked, but thought I'll try it. I'll try it again.
A few, I think. I'm trying to think of any off the top of my head that I've done, but there have been ones that you do it and you want to get it right so badly that you go, right, it's not today. And I think
Yeah.
with makeup and face painting, you have got to be in that mode to do it. I find
Yeah.
I can't force it. I have to just let it go. Like
Yeah.
if I'm in the mood for it, we're going to just bash one out today, no problem. But
Yeah. Just
if
be
you
in the zone.
force it, you just go, look, I'll come back tomorrow. Try it
Yeah.
again.
Especially when it's that kind of commitment.
Oh, definitely. Like you
You,
need to have a full day free to do it if you're going to go big.
yeah, you have to. Especially now you've got a child. I'm sure you don't have a full day free. So we talked about the Terry Bradley one, and then I think this your ultimate favorite, which is the Beast from Beauty and the Beast.
The Beast started a whole thing. Me and my mother-in-law had gone to see the movie, and I
Right.
came home and I was like, I could totally do this. We're doing it. And I spent 2 days making the horns and everything
I'm
for it.
serious.
I posted it. It didn't do that well, like likes wise,
Yeah.
but it started like a whole like following spree with people, and then
All right.
The BBC actually saw it, and a girl
Right.
said that she wanted to come and interview me, and then I did an interview with the BBC about it. So it
Brilliant.
was one of those things where I wasn't expecting the reaction that it got, but
Yeah. It kind of just blew up a wee bit.
it blew up a bit, and I wasn't
Oh,
expecting it. But that's why it's like the one that has a special place in my heart now.
yeah. You got all the publicity from it.
It was mad. It was just, and I didn't even think it was that good. But
Yeah.
there you
No, I think
go,
it's great. What are the horns made of?
Amazon boxes,
Brilliant. If only,
literally, and
if
a glue
only I,
gun.
if only I could repurpose the amount of Amazon boxes that have come through this apartment in the last few months.
Isn't it crazy? But do you not find like once you start ordering one, you're like, oh, but I also need this, and I also need this, and then you've ended up with like the full recycling center.
Oh, it's great. And the apartment that we're in now, we can't actually recycle. You have no option but to just put it in your bin. So it's like we should have just like made a bin out of the Amazon boxes, and then just created our
Just
own.
make a fort. Just make a
Yeah.
fort out of all of them.
Oh, I've been very tempted. I have had a lot of spare time for the last year. So
That's your
talk.
challenge.
Well, I'm back to work on Fridays, but probably not. It'll be a very small
No
fort.
time.
So speaking of the last year, so you were obviously working full time.
Yes.
This would have been. So you wouldn't have been on maternity at that stage, would you have? Whenever everything kicked
No,
off,
we had just found out I was pregnant
right?
maybe 2 weeks before lockdown. Maybe 3 weeks. Yeah, it was Valentine. It was the day for Valentine's Day. So
Right.
then I literally had 1 month, and
Hmm.
then it was lockdown,
Everything shut.
and I thought, oh my god, who gets pregnant in the middle of a pandemic? Like, what do I do? So I just didn't leave the house for honestly 4 months.
Oh, serious? It was
I was
just
so
like,
scared. I think in the beginning we didn't know what to do. We all took it a lot more seriously in
oh,
the
I
first
was
4 or 5
scary at this. I was
months.
scary at the start. Yeah, definitely.
Definitely. Like
Um,
we got all our Tesco's, everything delivered. We just didn't want to leave because we thought, well, I'm pregnant. What if something happens?
yeah,
Just stay in.
exactly. Just to be in the safe side, because at that stage, no one really knew
No.
how it affected anyone. So obviously, when you're pregnant, you're probably then it's probably more like suspect to, especially things that you know about. Never mind things that you don't know about.
Oh, definitely. And you couldn't go to any of the classes that they normally had on. So you pretty much couldn't ask any questions unless you Googled it, which is dangerous.
Oh,
And
always.
your midwife, that was it.
I know that's, but then I suppose at that stage, no one really had answers as to say it was like, yes, she'll be okay, or no, you won't be okay. So it was just in the house the whole time. I was kind of the
Basically, you had
same.
to wing it. You had to wing it
Yeah,
the entire time.
pretty much. Like I was the same as at that stage. I was living with my parents, so it was like once a week I was leaving the house to get their groceries, and that was it. So it
That's
was
your
really
big
strange.
out.
I know that was my outing to go to Tesco, and then well, thankfully it was a nice weather at that stage, so it wasn't too bad.
It wasn't
But
too bad after all.
no, it wasn't all bad. Like I come home and then just ordered beer online and had a time of it.
Had a wee session to yourself.
Pretty much. Oh, we all did it during lockdown. And the Zoom quizzes and all that.
Oh, my husband definitely did it. He did it for 2, so
Yeah.
he had some great nights.
I
I
was
was just sitting there like,
I nearly hosted every time, so I was like, right, the pressure's off. They're the ones that have to think about everything. I've got it done, so now I'm having a drink, and then ended up drunk before I was about to say podcast. I didn't have a podcast then before the quiz even started. But it was
oh,
great. It was great
remember
crack.
when Zoom quizzes were a thing?
Oh well, yeah,
They were brilliant.
I hosted several. I went all out with the Zoom quizzes. Now I had video
Oh
rounds.
yeah.
I edited myself into films and everything. Like
Oh, this I want to join one. I want to join one next time.
we will look into it. We will get it organized. But
Ours
talk.
were brilliant.
I know it was good fun. But talking about the last year, then obviously the podcast is one part fun, one part talking about mental health. So we're trying to sort of push to both sides of it. How would you say the last year then affected you, and was it more positive, negative, or somewhere in the middle?
I think it was positive for me up until my daughter was born. I
Mm-hmm.
had something to look forward to, and I
Yeah,
think it kept me very much focused on
sure.
just that. And it kind of made me just shut out of a lot of external things because I thought, okay, there's no point worrying about that. I have something more important to worry about.
Yeah,
What worried me more was giving birth during COVID and everything.
right.
That's what really stressed me out.
Yeah.
But I think I'm more worried now coming out of lockdown
Oh,
than
really?
anything else.
It's.
I think so.
I suppose whenever you're at the start, you're kind of like, if we're inside and we're not doing anything, we're not going anywhere, you don't necessarily have much to worry about. But as you
No, I
say,
think
then
because I didn't leave the house and I was
yeah,
content enough, I thought, you know what, it's
yeah,
okay. But I think
yeah.
I find it harder, definitely now.
Hmm. As things start to ease, because it must have been strange, because it wasn't it, as you say, it was just before Halloween, so at that stage things were kind of up and down, probably, where it was like, is it
Things had
gonna get
been
better? Is it not?
exactly everything had been opening and closing.
Hmm.
And I think I just thought, right, well, if you're going to close, just close. If you're going
Yeah,
to open, just open.
and make
But
your
the
mind up.
constant opening and closing, and
Yeah,
nobody could come in and see her. And I think I just thought, right, close for 4 months and get it over and done with, and
yeah.
just, it'll be fine. But I think it's been hard going
Hmm.
in the house every day with a newborn. When they
Yeah.
say it takes a village, it takes a village.
Well,
And
that's the
there's
thing. That's something.
there's me
Something.
and my husband.
Yeah, because that's the thing that I've kind of like from working and stuff and talking to people. I think new mothers have struggled just in terms of you
Oh
don't
yeah.
have that option of just being able to like go to your mom's or go to your partner's mom's, that sort of thing, and drop stuff off, and that kind of
Oh yeah.
sort of thing that most people will do. You know, they'll go to a parent or a grandparent or that sort of thing, and not having that option is like, it must be. I imagine I can't imagine how hard it is just being a parent normally. Never mind during these times.
Oh, it's so hard. It's so hard. And I mean, nothing prepares you for parenthood. Absolutely nothing.
No.
I mean, you can read all the books in the world, but it's nothing like being thrown in. But I think
Yeah.
it's hard whenever you just need like an hour's break. It really is just to sleep. You just want to sleep.
Yeah. Just have a
But
nap.
I think it's just that hour break that you need, and whenever it's not there, but you get
Yeah.
through it. And video chat is the best thing ever.
So was that what you say? Because that's my question I always ask people, and it's what has kept you sane for the last year?
A video chat has
Yeah.
been the best creation
Mm.
because otherwise, I don't know what I would have done, even with friends, just to
Yeah.
have, wine and a chat for half an hour.
Yeah.
That's been amazing. That and Netflix.
Yeah. Wow. I think I near almost completed it in the first few months.
That's it. Every season of every series, you're like, watched it. Yeah,
Yeah.
brilliant.
Then you start panicking because you're like, they can't be making any more because we're not allowed to do anything. So what am I gonna do
I've
when
run out.
like everything's finished? The next season is just everyone wearing masks. It's like, this isn't going to work.
But you find it strange when you watch it now and everyone's hugging and getting on like normal, and you're going, oh, should they not be social distancing? Like, I find
Yeah.
it strange now, and I'm going, have I just now got used to this as a way of life? It's so strange.
That's going to be your husband whenever your daughter brings her boyfriend for something. No. So, social distancing.
Social distancing at all times.
Yeah.
Including boyfriends. She's not allowed boyfriend.
That's a long way away. It's a long way away.
A long way away. We can't think of that yet.
No.
I got 18 years to get through.
Oh yeah, 18 fun years. No, that'll be good.
Yeah, fun. We'll say fun.
a lot of hard work and fun.
Definitely.
But is there anything else that's kind of sort of kept you sane, like in terms of your kind of mental health? I think most people have kind of had ups and downs over the years, myself included. Is there anything that you normally do to kind of just keep yourself in a good headspace?
I think trying to keep regular contact with people was probably the main thing, because I would find it quite easily, I'd find it quite easy to like not shut myself away, but I could find myself not speaking to somebody for a week or 2 weeks and then go, here, I haven't spoken to anybody in 2 weeks. Well, bar my husband,
Yeah. It's a given.
I live with them. But I think that, and then I'm big on it. I'm big on Instagram stories. Like I'd share anything. It's no holds barred.
Yeah.
Which he absolutely hates. He's a very private person. Yeah. So I have to find a balance between what can I share that he's not going to be like, Ashleigh, you can't say things like this. But it was that kind of interaction with people. Then I would say, oh, I want to paint my room this color. What do you guys think? Like, should I do this or this? And that's made it easy for me to just sort of sail through.
Yeah, because you've had that sort of constant communication where you maybe haven't felt as detached as some people.
No, it's that side of it's been easy for me, and I've had no problems there.
Yeah, no, that's great. I think it is definitely things like that. It's something that's definitely helped, I think, me as well for the last year, because I'd be quite similar. Like I could go quite a long time without talking to some of my friends, and then you're like, you literally just need to pick up the phone or send a message, and you're like, and then you instantly feel better.
Oh, instantly. And then you're like, why didn't I do this more?
Yeah, more often.
You get caught up in the humdrum of like working and
life and
then you just sort of forget.
All the boring stuff.
All the boring stuff.
Yeah. Okay, so we will move on to the fun part. The part that I know you have been struggling with.
Oh.
And
this took me an embarrassingly long time to narrow down, and even at that, I still don't know what I'm going to give you here.
You don't know what you're going to say. I'll say so. Well, for anyone who hasn't heard the podcast before, it's the segment that I've been doing for the past few, which is 3 things that drive you insane. So give me number 1, and I'll write it down, and I will judge them.
Oh, the judging. So, the first one, this is my main pet peeve. Well, for today.
Okay.
Influencers that put an ad or of a promoted product on every single story or post.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I can't. Like, I love Instagram.
Yeah.
But to a point.
Well, yeah.
Like, it's not even big Instagram people.
It's sometimes the ones that maybe have a couple of thousand.
Average. Yeah, a couple of thousand, and then it's every single story and post, and I just have to go. I have to unfollow. Like, I have to, because I just know it's not authentic.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I think it's so, especially in the sort of Instagram world, I think it's very easy to look like an influencer, if you know what I mean.
Oh, for sure. People think I'm an influencer, and I'm like, guys, no, I'm just over here making myself into Fred Flintstone, like. Yeah,
and if someone likes it, then yeah, but
that's it.
Yeah, you're not.
It's just a very Instagram's such a very strange world now, like than what it was. It wasn't
Yeah.
like that in the beginning. Like it was just all
No.
creatives and everyone just posting for the sake of posting. Now it's all very curated and
Yeah.
oh, I love this product and I'm like, no, you
No, you
don't.
don't.
You're getting paid money to say you like that. Don't lie to me.
We were literally talking about on a couple of podcasts, a
Hmm.
couple of podcasts ago. It was the Heather Anderson episode, and it wasn't it
Yes,
wasn't it wasn't an influencer, but she was talking about like the teas and stuff that people are advertising. It's like that's not good for anyone.
it's bullshit.
That's yeah,
You literally shit for 3 days.
yeah. It's
Trust me, I tried it. I am honest. This is another thing why I hate it. I am an advertiser's dream. If you make
uh,
it good enough, I'll buy it and be like,
hmm.
ooh, okay.
And
No,
then
I
really,
tried those teas.
literally.
Man, it is not good. After a week, you're like, oh man, like I can't keep doing this. Like, no.
But it doesn't tell you that in the advertisement. Like if the advertisement was like maybe drinking a tea and then running to Tesco, picking up a 12 pack of bog roll and then sprinting back.
And then just like stay off work for 3 days,
Yeah.
you're
But,
good. You know,
and you will lose,
if they were
yeah.
upfront,
Yeah. And you will lose weight, but you'll lose weight in the same way you lose weight if you eat raw chicken.
exactly. You don't move from your bed to the toilet for 3 days. You've
Yeah.
lost half a stone. Great.
Success.
As soon as you eat a sandwich, back on again.
Yeah, exactly. But it's those things. No, I totally agree with that. And even just the whole even just the word bothers me, influencer. I don't like it.
Just and it's funny because influencers don't want to call themselves influencers.
Yeah.
But I mean, I love it on TV shows when they call themselves something else, but you're like, so you're an influencer.
Yeah, like social media personality or whatever. Like.
You're like, okay.
It's like
Yeah, okay.
no. There's social media, yes, but there's very rarely personality.
Absolutely. It's like the personality of vegetable soup.
That's it. Minus the vegetables.
It's just broth.
It's just that's literally all it is. But no, I can't
Pure
stand
broth.
that. I don't know how that word was like coined or anything, but it's very, I don't because basically what they're doing is it's social media, but it's like QVC. They're selling it to us. They're salespeople in a
Exactly.
way. They're not influencers.
That's the thing, and it sort of ties into my next
Yeah,
thing that I'm not
yeah.
really, one of, and it's number 2 is
Mhm.
pyramid schemes, or more to the point, people that sell pyramid schemes.
Okay.
This this is rife, especially in the makeup
Oh,
world.
really?
We have Arbonne, not to
I don't know
not to
that.
call them out, but Arbonne.
Oh, we're dropping bombs tonight. Like we're
Oh, pissing a lot of people off. Okay,
fantastic.
they're wild, and I've now that I started posting that I'm a mum,
Yeah.
it's drawn attention to like the mum, like pyramid scheme sellers. I
Uh,
don't know what they're selling, but I got sucked in about a month
right.
ago because I
Right.
thought, oh, these people. I mean, I just want to go and find people that are saying, oh, my kid shit 5 times a day. Is this normal? And I'm like, okay, fair enough. My kid does that. That's what
Yeah.
I want to find.
It
But
didn't
these
useful
mums,
stuff.
that's what I want, useful information. But these
Yeah.
mums are all like, I'll follow you, you follow me. And now
Oh.
they're starting to sell me stuff. And I'm going, no, that's not what I want. I
Yeah.
don't want that. And they're all saying, do you want to become a travel sales agent? Do you want to buy Arbonne from me? We'll all buy it from each other. And now I can see why it all starts off
So what is it?
very,
What
very
is
nice.
Arbonne? What is it exactly?
I think that it's like a cosmetics. They sell mascara
Right. Okay.
and moisturizers and things like this. But
Right.
it's all shit.
That's all
The only
just.
people making money are the people at the top, and they're all like, "Oh, but you can get a free car after 3 months if you
Yeah.
come and
Sure.
sell all this." But they're so pushy.
Oh, serious?
Like
It's like
I kept saying no. I was like, "No, I'm not interested."
I don't
And they
want
kept
them.
sending me messages, and I'm going, "Have you not read the reply that I sent you like 3 times ago?"
You're just trying to find out if the noise your baby made is normal.
Exactly. I I just want to know if this kicking in the middle of the night is normal. And going, is she meant to do
that? She moved. Is that okay?
She breathed. Is that okay?
This is normal, my child.
I don't know. She meant to laugh. I don't know.
Depends if you're funny or not.
Well, I'm the funny one in our family, so that's why she doesn't laugh.
It could be up for debate with me. But I like that one. That one is, it's, as you say, it's kind of rife, kind of all over, because you get those, because I think those shit teas, as we call them, I think they are a pyramid scheme as well, aren't they? Like,
oh, definitely.
Yeah. And it's
I mean, the candle ones don't seem to annoy me because, at least you're getting a nice smelling candle at the end of the day. But
yeah,
it's the people that sell it, and it's the selling techniques. It's just terrifying. Because I have seen it from the other side as well. Like, I have had friends that have been in it, and
really?
I went to a meeting once just to support my friends.
So this sounds like you joined the cult, or you almost joined the cult, or you have cult friends.
I avoided the cult. I have cult friends. I don't want to admit it. But I went to a meeting, and I've, again, advertiser's dream, I very nearly got sucked in because I thought, oh wow, the people speaking were so inspirational. But the amount of effort that they have to put in to get those sales.
Yeah, it's
no way, man. I was like, man, I don't even have a spare 5 minutes to do my face in the morning. Do you think I'm gonna have time to sell?
To use it and sell it at the same time?
No, it's not happening.
That's mad. I think that it takes a certain type of person as well to be like, I work in sales in a way, I suppose. But I'm not the kind of person who will happily sell someone something that they don't want. And that's what gets me. I've too much of a conscience to let someone walk out of the shop with a bag that they maybe spent £200 or £300. I'm like, he didn't want that. I don't care.
He didn't want it, but I told him he needed it.
Exactly. And I suppose that in a way it's pretty much all sales is trying to convince you that you need it whenever you don't. And I'd be quite guilty of that, especially when it comes to like Amazon and some, well, not so much now. Amazon, yes, but Facebook ads, I think, are terrible for it.
They're so bad.
And I've got to the point now.
They know what you want.
Yeah,
they just know.
It's awful. I've got to the stage now where my parents are on Facebook, and they will see ads related to, whatever they've been talking about or been Googling. And I have now set a rule where they're not allowed to buy it until they send me a screenshot of it.
Pre-approved. Can I buy this?
Yes, I know it is 100%. My mom is sending me pictures of things going, can I get this, or can you order? No, it's not even, because they don't order it. I have to order it for them.
Oh, you have to order it?
Yeah, it's just I saw a picture of something. Can you get this for me? And I'll be like, no.
You do not need this.
You don't need this.
It's like you're the parent.
It's definitely heading that way. Like, there's so much. I've told this story on stage a few times, but it's quite a good one. And it was a couple of Christmases ago. My mum shared this photo of a couple of guys, and it was a photo of two guys, and the caption said that they were trying to get into houses around Lisburn.
Okay.
And I saw it on my phone. I wasn't living at home at the time, and saw it on my phone, and I phoned my mum. I was like, Mum, I saw that photo that you shared. And she's like, yeah, no, it's terrible, isn't it? It's like, Mum, do you recognize those guys? And she's like, I thought I recognized one of them. I said, Mum, it's a photo of the two guys from Home Alone.
Oh no!
And it was like an older photo of them. So it was Joe Pesci and the other man. It's like, that's why you recognize them. Because they're famous actors.
Joe Pesci just sitting there, and she's like, floating around Lisburn, everybody watch out.
Mum's watching Home Alone, phoning the police, going, I've got him.
I've seen him somewhere. I know who he is.
Oh, I couldn't believe it. It's so ridiculous.
Oh, you should have kept it going.
I just kept it going.
Should have been like, oh, my friend Kevin McAllister, like he says that he's seen them around his house.
He knows how to sort them out.
He knows what he's doing.
Convincing my mum to set traps, which would probably only just end up killing my dad, but but that wouldn't work. Oh dear. Okay, we've got one and we've got two. What is number 3?
Okay,
if you have decided.
so 3, we've gone with just rude customers in retail
Oh yeah, oh god, yeah,
because
yeah,
I
fantastic.
I, th- I think a lot of people, especially if you've worked retail,
Yep.
you just know the type of customer.
Uh,
Like 10 years in retail, and I will never go back to it. It's it's just crazy the difference that people treat you in
mhm.
retail compared to like my job as a makeup artist.
Yeah.
Oh, people talk to you like you're dirt in their shoe.
Oh,
It's
that's.
wild.
What did you do? What kind of retail did you do?
So I worked in Craft World, which is the craft
Oh,
shop in Belfast, which is now sadly closed.
ah,
But I was there for 10 years.
right.
And again, like yourself, wasn't a pushy salesperson.
Yeah.
If they came in, said what they needed, I showed them. And then
Yeah.
if there was something that I thought, oh, this will help you, I'll
Then
give
yeah,
it to you. But I would never have been,
like
you
pushing it on
know,
them.
pushing
Yeah.
it on them. I
Yeah.
probably didn't care enough. Now that I know the shop is closed, I can probably be honest.
If
Probably
you have,
didn't care enough to be like, do you need this? Do you need it? Are you sure you don't need this?
if you had just forced
But
them to buy more felt flowers and things.
the shop could have still been here.
It's one of those things. I think I believe I've worked in retail. It's like 11 years now. I'm just on my way out. Um, and it's one of those things I've always said that I think teenagers should be forced to work in retail.
Yeah.
Like from a young age, from like sort of 14, 15, even if it's just stacking shelves, I don't care. But just cause anything sort of customer facing, because you know probably as well as I do that having that experience, not that you were ever going to become that person anyway, but you just know even better.
That's the thing. You need to know how to treat other people
Yeah, which is
because it's just wild. Like my husband's never worked that role. He
yeah.
sort of does it in his job now, but
Mhm.
I said to him, "You don't understand how people treat you, especially in like what you not. It's not that it's a like a low level job, but
Yeah.
it's not the hardest job in the world.
No, God, no.
But in certain respects, it's the hardest job in the world. So
Yeah.
when people are being so rude and you can't say anything back, or you've got
Yeah.
to be smart about it. I mean,
Yeah.
I had someone who shouted at me because I tried to give him his refund.
No, serious. That's like I'm doing my best here to give you
I,
some
I'm,
money.
I'm doing my best to give you the money that you're wanting, but he called me a piece of shit and walked
Oh,
out of the shop, and I was like,
that's
oh,
that
okay.
that's
I,
different.
I don't un- I don't think he understood that I was giving him the refund, but
That's
oh
oh
well.
dear. I've had various retail jobs, mostly sort of clothes shops. So you do get the kind of angry customers. I used to work in H&M, and for about 2 years, I was the only guy working in the shop.
Right?
And I had a few women, like about at least 3 or 4 times, coming up to me and just saying, "Are there any women about?" I'm like, I can point you to the 15 types of black dress that we have. I stacked them
Like
myself.
I know my stock. I've
Yeah,
stacked them.
I put them out, and it's not and as well used to have to be like clearing the fit rooms and stuff, and you used to get women looking. It's like I'm not in there with you. Just close the door.
Yeah, just close the door. I don't want to see your
Yeah,
whatever
whatever it is. But that's the thing as
whatever
well.
you've got under there.
Is that a normal thing? Because that's something I noticed whenever I worked in there. The women, not all women, close the door or close the
That's
curtain.
alien to me because I'm really weird about that. Like I
Yeah.
I have to make sure the curtain is closed like on both sides. I just don't want to see
No, I'm
anybody
the
else looking at me. I'm like,
no, I'm the
you know,
same. I'm the same. The few rare times that I do actually try something on a shop. But I used to get them, used to walk in, you'd be clearing the rail, and they would just be open, and I'm like obviously doing that, looking all around me, going like I'm
looking everywhere but at
just
them.
just grabbing the clothes. But
Just trying to
yeah,
do my job, lady.
but if you worked in the craft shop, then you probably wouldn't have got the absolute horror stories that I maybe would have got in the clothes shop.
I
Like,
mean, maybe different kind of horror
yeah,
stories.
yeah.
Who knows?
Well, did anyone ever like I don't know what sort of products did you sell? What would be the most like paints and things,
So we
paintbrushes?
had paints, paintbrushes, spray cans. We
Yeah.
had thread, fabric.
Well, did
I
anyone
did
ever?
wool.
Well, did anyone ever go to the toilet on them?
Not specifically on them, but on the floor
Oh,
in
what? Serious?
front of them. Yes.
Serious? Like adult
Yeah.
child, adult
Oh,
child.
adult.
Whoa,
Adult.
I was not expecting it. I thought that we had different stories, but
Oh,
clearly we have had the same experiences.
oh. I think retail's all the same. It don't matter where you work.
There's always going to be someone pissing on the floor.
Always, always. We had, because we were on Queen Street, which is just off Castle Street,
Yeah.
which if you work in Belfast, you know Castle Street. It's like drug central.
Oh
It's just
yes.
mad. The whole street's mad.
Yeah, it really
We
is.
had the druggies, we had the crackheads, everybody coming in, but they tried to steal all of our markers and all of our
Uh,
spray cans.
I thought you were going to say
We had,
needles.
you would think, no, no.
Uh,
They wanted all the other stuff, but we had to lock up the spray cans and everything
oh
because they
really?
just
Like,
kept stealing them.
and what?
We had everything.
What was it? What were they using it for? The inhale or what? Or
Inhaling them, they would literally go outside the shop and inhale them, but it was like 14, 15-year-olds.
whoa,
And our shop was all women. So
right? Hmm.
when I first worked there, I had really bad anxiety. So when
Yeah.
they came in, I just walked off. I was like,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not taking anything to do with this. But by the end of it, you saw one come in, and I thought, right, try me, just
Yeah.
try me.
Yeah.
You're not taking my big fat marker at 4.25 today.
No.
I need to get money in this till.
I was the same. I had a bit of a, what would you say, like I was going to say transition, but that makes it sound like I changed genders or changed something. But there was like a moment whenever I worked in, it was JJB, so this was like 2009, I think I started there.
Okay.
Okay, that means it's nearly 12 years, but the last year doesn't technically count because I didn't technically
Last
work.
year doesn't count.
Exactly. So
Doesn't count.
so we'll say 11 years actually maybe in a shop or various shops. But there I had a turning point where I was very shy and probably similar to yourself, sort of anxious. You wouldn't have like approached crowds or anything like that. Whereas there was this turning point one day, and we used to get teenagers in like after school all the time, and they'd be wrecking the place and like kicking footballs at the ceiling. And I just snapped one day, and there must have been about 7 or 8 of them, and I just walked into the middle of them and just yelled, "Right, everybody out!" I was like, "Oh, who said that?"
And you think that they're gonna start most of the time, and they normally they say a few things, but
Oh yeah, but
they do just go out.
yeah, because they don't like none of them actually. Yeah, they're all scared, but they just act big because they're in the crowd.
And they're in their friend group, and they're all.
But they're children. They're children.
You have to remember they're children. You're just like it's fine.
It's
fine. They won't beat me up.
Or will they?
Or will they? That's the fear.
I used to have some awful ones coming in. Even though sometimes it was even the older ones. I used to get it. The worst thing was kind of finding old shoes replaced in the boxes of new shoes. That was a big thing. You know the way you know the way you have like boxes out in like the sports shops where it's because they're trying to get rid of them, so the boxes out. Yeah, you'd open a box and it would just be a dirty old grubby pair of trainers. And they've taken
so disgusting.
Oh, it's awful. And it's like they've taken the Nike Air Max and they're away, and we now have these things that aren't even shoes anymore.
They've no soles, no laces.
Literally nothing. I think my worst experience though was this wasn't even a rude customer. It was, I don't know how to describe her, but she had a child, so she was holding a child. The child was maybe 3, 4, so not very old, but they're getting the little trainers, and the child, when she brought the child over to me, had quite clearly shot itself.
Oh no!
Like quite obviously, like the smell was horrendous.
Oh, horrific!
Horrendous, and she then said to me, "Oh, do you mind try putting the shoe on him, and I was like, if there's a public toilet literally downstairs if you want to just go on." And she's like, "Oh no, she will just wait," and I'm there just like like no, just holding the shoe like that. Just
You're like, yeah, just take it. I don't want it.
to take it. There's only one. I don't care. Take it.
Just take it. Your child can be lopsided.
It's,
I don't care.
oh,
That
it was
poor child just sitting in its own like
filth.
yeah. It's own filth.
That's the. Oh, it was horrendous.
Oh.
Oh, it was horrendous. But I could probably do a podcast on the rude customers, like a whole episode.
You could write a book. I think if you've worked in it long enough, you could write a book. In our office, we used to write we had a big whiteboard, and we used to write like the worst things that people had done that week.
Oh, serious?
And then we all sort of looked at it and we were like, yeah, that's the worst. Or if it was just like an all time, we just kept it up.
Yeah.
Going, yeah, that's just, we're keeping that up. Because anytime you came in and you were really annoyed, like there were so many times I got caught on like giving people the finger and all. Like it was so bad, but I got caught by a woman was being really awful, and I think I was having a bad day.
Yeah.
And the woman turned round, and her husband had been sitting at a table directly behind her, and I gave her the finger. He saw me do it and didn't let on to her. He just
serious?
And I have never been more thankful. I was like, oh,
you were like, oh,
I'm going to get into so much shit right now. She turned back around and he just looked at me and went like this here, like as if to say, it's fine. I'm not going to say anything.
I get it. That's fantastic.
I get it. It was like as if to say, I hear this every day. Like,
yeah, it's
after that, I was just like, I'm never doing it again. It was immature of me.
Yeah, but I'm sure it felt good at the time. I've lost you.
I think you're frozen. Sorry,
no, we're back.
You froze there.
No, we're back. We're back. Don't worry. The great thing is though, anytime it has stopped, it stopped at a very good point, so it's okay.
Like it knows.
It is. I think it maybe does. So I have to pick one of these three. And I had, as I said, this is a feature that I am just basically winging it every time I do it. So if I could, I'd put them in the bin. So that's what we're saying. I'm going to put this thing in the bin, and I think it's going.
Drum roll.
I would, but the sound might be terrible, and I don't want to have to edit it. I think it's going to have to be rude customers, just because I can relate to it so much. It's one of those ones.
It's the relate level. You're like, yes.
Is that what you were thinking of? Was it? We were like, I'm gonna get him where he knows.
I'm gonna get him where it hurts.
He knows exactly.
Within his soul.
Yeah.
You have to. It's just one of those things that if you've worked it, you just know.
Yeah, it's just the absolute worst. Okay, so that's basically wrapping it up, but we'll quickly chat about the future and going back to obviously your mad, crazy special effects kind of makeup. Do you have anything in the pipeline, or whenever you have a bit more time?
At the minute, no. Only because I'm only coming out of maternity leave. Actually, my maternity leave is coming at an end at now, the start of everything opening up. So it's actually come at a really good time.
Yeah.
I'm just sort of going back to work. Like I'm easing myself in.
Yeah.
Once I think she's a bit older. Like I don't know how people have full-time jobs, kids, the whole lot. I'm in awe, in honesty. But once she's a bit older, I mean, I have a book. I keep a book of all my ideas. So I always have like 20 ideas ready to go. But it's just getting the time to do them.
Yeah, well, exactly. But it's something to look forward to. And in terms of the future as well, have you any sort of goals or career aspirations, or is there anything you have that you want to achieve in the future?
Oh, good question. I don't want to stick at the one thing forever.
Yeah.
I'm very much like, I'll do something until I think I've achieved what I want to achieve with it.
Yeah.
And then it's like I'll put it to bed and I'll just try something else. So it's not that I see makeup coming to an end, but
Yeah.
I can see it not running its course, because I kind of like it and I love my
Yeah.
job as my job, but I can see me picking up other interests. But I'm very much like I'll go where the wind blows, and I'll see
Yeah.
where next I settle, because I
Yeah.
settled on makeup so randomly that
Oh, really?
I'm kind of just like, oh, okay. Like I was a dance teacher for years, like,
Right.
and
Okay.
did dance since I was
Yeah.
small, right up until I was 20, and then
Ah, all right.
I just stopped one day and was like, all right, I'm done with that now.
I
I've
don't know.
achieved everything I want to. So
I don't do that
then
anymore.
I
Yeah.
moved. I don't do that anymore. Only when I'm at a club. But I'm
Fantastic.
old now. I don't go to clubs.
No. I remember a couple of times being in clubs, even sort of into my late 20s. It's like, I don't like it here.
I don't like it here anymore. I don't know the music.
It's too loud. There's children here.
Oh, but do you not look at the kids now and go, I didn't get on like that when I was their age?
No, I was probably just lying in a heap somewhere, like.
Too drunk.
Yeah, just on the floor, just looking up at the.
Just leave me here, guys.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Okay, well, we will finish it there. So we will do the sort of podcast goodbye, which is the pretend goodbye, and then I'll stop it, and then we'll do an actual goodbye sort of thing.
Oh, fair enough.
Well, thank you so much for coming on. That was fantastic. I really enjoyed that, and
thank you for having me. I was very honoured.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.